Hmm. I forget that my camera is there and I am still looking at my screen. Welcome, everyone, to our live stream this evening. I am so delighted that you're here. Today, we are going to be working with a healing technique to elevate our frequency and to really get to a place where we can apply higher love to our situation. Can everyone hear me okay? I didn't check my sound before I came in. So if you're on the live stream and you can chat in, please chat in and let me know if you can hear me okay. Well, I'm going to guess that it's okay. So this whole business of having the camera up here and having my computer down here is still new to me. I don't guess I even need my computer. And I'm just going to pull it in a little. Great. Thank you, Samantha. Let me just pull this in. Sorry for the, there we go. That's a little better. Okay. It's a little better for my comfort. So welcome, Samantha. Welcome to those of you who are watching on Facebook and YouTube, and welcome to those of you who will be joining us later. I'm so delighted that you're here. Today, I'm going to adjust this one more time. Sorry. Let's try that. Oh, I like that better. Okay. Welcome again. Today we're going to be working on some healing techniques. Our theme for this summer is going to be healing. I think it's much needed in our world right now, and I know that many of you are practiced and skilled healers in and of yourselves. So I welcome you if that's the case. And if you are kind of new on this train of energy and healing, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are talking today about elevating our frequencies to get above what it is that we need to get above in order to be the healing presence for it. So we cannot be a healing presence for others or for a situation that we want to improve if we're still in it. So, you know, the image of being in the mud, like, you know, or having someone drowning or being with someone that you're trying to save who's drowning and you're trying to pull them out, but you're in the water. It's the same kind of thing when we're talking about working to heal or to shift a situation to the positive. We just can't do it unless we're above it. So I think this is very timely for where we are right now, with at least here in the United States, where it's it's been very volatile. You know, we have a lot of social unrest. We have all kinds of things going on this summer. And I'm sure if you're more into the astrology, you'll understand that we've got all kinds of eclipses happening, and I'm not going to even begin to go into that because I'll mess it up. But there are many good astrologers here on YouTube if you want to delve into what's really going on with this shift of energies. From a human design perspective, we are kind of in the quickening to Ra Uru, whose predictions about moving into a new era of humanity coming into 2027. So, you know, we're right on schedule, we're right on track. And if you follow some of the transits, the human design transits, you can understand that as well. We've got some powerful things going on our planet, and it's all for the purposes of us elevating. as all of humanity all at once, right? You know, some people call it ascending. And we can look at it that way. We are ascending into an era and an experience on the planet of really being able to experience things from a higher perspective. So, those of us who are on the forefront of this, those of us who feel this, are feeling this energy right now, and well, most of the planet is feeling it right now, whether you're locked down or you're responding to social injustice or whatever it is, you're probably feeling it. Um, and those of us who are feeling moved to do something about it really have that opportunity, in the sense that we need to you need to be in that place where you can be of service. And to be of service, you have to not be in the drowning pool with the people who are drowning. So, um, if you're doing, I'd love to know how many of you actually already do energy work now. How many of you are healers? How many of you really are doing this either professionally or just as part of your dharma, so to speak? And if you want to raise your hand or give me a thumbs up or put it in the chat, that would be awesome. So what we're going to do today is talk a little bit about how breathing really helps us to raise our frequency. So what we're doing when we're breathing is we're bringing in some fresh oxygen, we're re-energizing our cells, we're moving more oxygen through our body, which increases or induces the relaxation response. It energizes us on a cellular level, and it on the level of consciousness it actually oxygenates the brain and all of that. So when we breathe, like, everybody talks about take 3 deep breaths, or you know uh, when you're upset, take 10 deep breaths before you do anything. Breathing helps to elevate your perspective. It helps for you to release the stress that is going on, um, that you have internalized in your body. And I'd love to know how many of you feel like you're empaths. Give me a thumbs up, give me a chat. Yeah, stay out of the fear pool. Thank you for that. And Linil, is that your name? Awesome, welcome. And it helps us to stay out when we're breathing. It helps us to stay out of the fear pool, because what happens when we get into fear? We stop breathing. So when we stop breathing, we cut off our flow of what brings life force energy into us, which is the oxygen, the very oxygen that we breathe. We are alive from the moment that we take our first breath when we are born. And when and we pass away, we cease to be animated in these forms after we take the last breath of our life. So in between, there's this opportunity to continue to inhale and exhale. And if we do that fully, we're fully taking in the life force that assists us in getting above the fear, and it assists us in putting us into the relaxation response, and it assists us in releasing that stress and fear that we've held on to. So, if you're in the fear pool, you can't be a healing presence. If you're in the pool, if you're in the struggle pool, if you're in the suffering pool with people who are struggling, suffering, in need of healing, you can't be the presence that they really need you to be in order to serve them, to help them, and you're no good to yourself as well. So I want to take you today through just some simple exercise, or it's more like a meditation, I guess, where we're going to just breathe. We're going to use our thoughts and our intentions to enhance our breath work. So we're going to use some visualization. And all of this assists us in pulling out of the pool. Thank you, Linnell, for that. Pulling out of the pool and being a healing presence from a higher perspective. So if you're in a place where you can, where you're not driving, or you're not having to pay attention to something else, go ahead and close your eyes and take that first deep breath of this process. And put your feet firmly on the floor. It is so important to stay grounded in these days of upheaval and uncertainty. So feel your feet on the ground, supported by Mother Earth. And continue to breathe. Inhaling and exhaling, just getting a sense of the pulse of your breath. And as you do that, call to mind, or maybe it's already right in front of you, a situation or a person who is struggling and in need of healing, or a circumstance in your personal life that is in need of healing. Maybe perhaps it's the entire world, if that's what you're feeling through your sensitivity. And as you call that up, feel it around you. If you're visual, you can notice what you're seeing. But be very careful to be in it and not of it. Kind of like that biblical directive, be in the world and not of it. Be in this circumstance, be in this concern for this person that you want to see healing for. But don't allow yourself to get splashed by the water of the pool that it's in. So you can imagine, if you want to add some specific visualization, a pool around you, like maybe a circular pool, those inner tube pools where people float around. You can imagine this situation or circumstance or person in that pool if you like. And especially if it's a person, the first thing that you probably want to do is to rush in and go and help that person. I want you to try and resist that. I know resistance is not usually where we want to be, but I want you to just put your feet, imagine your feet firmly on the ground where you are. Being the calm, cool presence that stills the waters of the pool. And now from there, continue breathing. And imagine as you inhale that you are drawing life force up from the ground, down from the sky, in front of you, into you, from behind you, into you, all the way around 360 degrees. And as you exhale, let all of that life force move down through you as though it is creating a push-off point from where you are on the ground. You're still connected energetically, but your exhales are really that springboard that assists you in elevating. So inhale, and this time when you inhale, draw it all in. Hold it at the top for a second, just allowing it to circulate through your system. And then exhale it and ground that life force into the earth, elevating you just a little bit more. And as you ground that life force into the earth, see it expanding out around you to encompass the whole circumstance, the whole situation, the whole person or people that are in need of healing. And again, bring that life force in 365 degrees. Bring it in into your heart and let it fill your heart up. And then exhale and ground it down, elevating you even more. And keep doing this. Bringing it in, holding it in your heart, and then grounding it into the earth, elevating you even further. You may notice at this point that the energy or the sensation around your heart feels expanded. So as you continue to inhale, all of that life force from below, above, all the way around into your heart. Notice how much more expansive your heart gets. And as you exhale, it not only goes into the earth, but it expands all the way out and around you. Now take a look down at the situation on the ground. If you are working or have a single person in mind, as you continue this breath work, invite that person to come up as though your ladder of life force that you have created to bring you to this elevated place is strong enough to hold them without you being pulled down. Continue to breathe, expanding out through your heart. And as you do that, this person or this situation now has room within your heart space to achieve a new resonance. And if you're working with the world, you can put the whole globe in your heart space and feel how much more elevated you are at this point and how less affected you are by what's going on that you've been paying attention to, that you've truly wanted to heal. Keep breathing 365 degrees all the way into your heart. And as you exhale, let your elevated heart space grow around your point of focus. And now, if you wish to think of something you love, someone you love, anything that turns love on even more strongly within your personal heart space, inside your heart space, go ahead and pull that up and continue to breathe, pulling life force in from all the way around. And infuse your space on your exhales with this extra sense of love. It's up to the person or people that are involved in this situation, the one or the ones that you have invited up into your elevated place. It's up to them to use this expanded and elevated love for their good use, for what they are open to using it for. You are just allowing or creating the sanctuary and the space for them to heal. I'm using my hands just because that's how I do my feedback system. I feel the energy in my hands. You can feel it through your heart, you can visualize it. And just continue to breathe in life force from all directions, expand it through your heart, add extra love, and exhale it into your space around the person, the situation, the people in this healing sanctuary that you have created. And when you're ready, go ahead and let them leave your space. Bless them on their way. And then look down at wherever the ground is beneath your feet and allow it to rise. Imagine that it is just rising. You know the saying, may the ground rise to meet your feet. This is what you're doing because you can't go back down there, right? You have to be open to the ground meeting you where you are. And when you feel that it's solid under your feet, come back into your body, into your space where you are, and open your eyes. So that's one way that you can begin to elevate yourself, um, elevate your energy. As you can do this just as a practice for yourself, to raise your vibration, to raise your frequency, to bring more oxygen into your body. As you move that intention of pulling it in all directions, be sure that you pull it in up through your feet so that you continue to stay grounded and connected. And then at the end, bring the ground up to meet your feet. So, I'm wondering how that was for you. If you have any questions about that, or also if you see any ways that you can begin to use this in your own life. So feel free to chat that in or ask any questions. Um, yeah, I was going to say that this is a technique that you can just use when you're sitting at your desk, when you're worried about something, when you're watching the news. I mean, if you must watch the news these days, I don't recommend doing much of that, but sometimes it helps to stay informed. If you're watching the news and you're affected by it, try this technique of just bringing all of that life force in, adding extra love. When you get to that place of elevation, you can invite the people that you're feeling affected by, or the situation you're feeling affected by, into the space so that they can receive whatever they need for their healing as well. And of course, you will certainly get the benefits of it, your own healing and reconciliation, your own rise in frequency, and your own, I guess the word would be resynchronization, your own uh, uh, synchronizing with the highest aspects of you. So, um, yeah. So, thank you so much for joining me on this. I really wanted to share that with you because it's something that I've been doing a lot lately, and it's something that I feel like if you need something in your bag of tricks, in your energy work bag of tricks, it's a really great visualization. It's a great thing to do to bring your breath into the process and to bring your imagination and your intentions in, and it will have an effect on the world around you. You know, there's a lot of things that are not in our control now. There are a lot of people, and you may be one of them, who feels like you need to take action in some way. And you can't do that when you're in the fear pool as well. So, this is a great thing to do to center yourself, to run the energy, to send your love and attention to situations and circumstances that feel out of control to you. And from that, you will actually get more centered and more balanced within yourself, to really feel through what types of actions are really timely and appropriate for you at this time. So thank you for letting me share that with you, and you're very welcome, Samantha. I'm glad that you feel that it was helpful for you. I'm doing a series, or I'm working on a series of that I've been working on it a little bit at a time, and there's a link down below if you're interested in learning more about it. Obviously, it has not taken shape yet fully. I'm feeling like it's coming together. At first, I thought I was feeling the need to do a healing circle, and if there is a need to do that, where you really come in and you learn specific techniques, and you get to break up in groups or partners to practice one-on-one distant healing. That's something that I definitely would love to do. I'm not feeling like, as I feel into the energy, I'm not feeling like that's what's needed right now, but I've really been searching my heart about what we can do this summer, or what I can share with you this summer that would be uh, very, very useful for you. And one of the things that came up for me after I took my walk and laid on the grass and got really grounded today is perhaps something around working with light to manifest and heal. I think that it's really easy in this day and age, in these current events, to forget that we have a lot of power and support because we are light beings, literally made of light, light that moves so quickly that we look like we're solid. And um, maybe you've forgotten that, or maybe you're having trouble remembering or seeing the power in that. And I was going through some notes that I had made in the past and some past things that I had done, and I'm feeling that that's the possibility for what is the next step for our summer season of healing. If you need to brush up on how to work with light, this could be it. If you really want to work on your own self healing, this could be it. We're really moving into this era now where we've got to really trust ourselves. You know, things are kind of fallen apart around us, and a lot of it is illusion, and we can get sucked into this illusion that we don't have the power to create or attract or uh, be uh, in the resonance with what is really here for us. And I'm feeling like that's maybe where we're going with some sort of a summer practice or series or workshop of that sort. So I'd love to have your feedback on that. I will probably send out a poll on Facebook and YouTube about that, just to see if for me as a projector, there is a saturation of energy around it. I know I've been getting little invitations here and there, but as a human design projector energy type, I really am hesitant to step out with anything unless there's a full saturation of energy and interest. So that's why I'm kind of slowly developing, slowly feeling in, because I'm very, very mindful of how I use my energy. And those of you who are projectors, I don't know who's on here who's a projector. This is something that I really encourage you to do, especially during these times where most of us who are projectors or even generators or even other energy types are really, really open. Our designs are open. We're taking in so much. And just by being this healing presence on the planet, we're filtering, we're balancing, we're retuning and retoning frequencies all the time. And sometimes it's so easy to feel like we're in the undertow of all of this, and we forget about what's really important to us, and what we need to be doing for us, for what I need to be doing for me, what maybe you need to be doing for you. And I want to encourage you, if you are feeling that, to listen to, if you're familiar with your design strategy and authority. If not, contact me, and we'll figure out what it is. uh, Listen to your wait if you need to wait, if that's what your strategy is. Initiate if the time is right, if that's what your strategy is. But just go with the flow of the way that your energy works, and be very mindful of how you are using your personal energy during this time. And when you feel like you're in that undertow, you can use this particular exercise that we did today to elevate yourself, to clear yourself And then if you know, just use it for yourself and then use it for um, whoever or whatever else you want to be a healing presence for. There will be more to come about that series as it comes. It's clearer to me. I'm I'm very aware now of when I feel a lot of mental pressure, so I back out of it and I let a little bit more come forward, and then I back out and mentally back out, let a little bit more come forward. So in the next day or two, I think it's going to come together, and then we'll see if there's a saturation of interest around that. Put your name, there's a link. I think there's a link on both Facebook and YouTube. If you want to be, the first people to find out about the details of this, it doesn't put you on any other list but that list. So, if you want to be on my email list, go to sandyfreshy.com over here. sandyfreshy.com and go to the top. But this list is just for this particular thing that's coming together. So thank you for joining me and being part of my little corner of the world. And there will be more to come. Have a good evening, everybody.